Hello everyone, it's Deb. Okay, this is being recorded for Sunday, I don't know, it's the week 2 of the Timeless Memories of Vintage YouTube Hop, co-hosted by Elemental Designs, who is Carmen, and Crafting with Isabel Bori, who is Isabel. Previously, Bori was Crafting 100. Anyway, and this week we were to do either a flip book with tags for every page or 4 vintage cards. I kind of did both. So I started with the, well, let me show you what I used first of all. I went with Christmas this time. I had this paper pad in my stash from the paper studio, which is Hobby Lobby, and it's called Old World Winter. So the papers in it, you know, they look old. They're like fading on the edges or yellowed, but they are definitely Christmas patterns and things. And then also in my stash I had this pack of blank envelopes. They're A2 size. Well, a little different than A2, 4.375 by 5.75. I guess they fit in A2 card. They're from scrapbook.com. I've had them for a while in my stash, so I thought I'm going to use them as the base for my flip book because they reminded me when I was young, many years ago, vintage years ago, we used to make a lot of stuff out of the brown paper bags. Right? The brown lunch bags or the brown shopping bags, which you can still sometimes get at the grocery store, but they're not the same. They're not the same. Anyway, these remind me of those. And then for the cards, I had actually matching craft blank note cards, which are scored already A2 size, 5.5 by 8.5, and then they're scored at 4.25. So those were my starting points. I had bought some poinsettia packs. They had small and large from Susie Q Crafts here on YouTube. So I used some of the red ones. And then I used a variety of different dies and things. I think only on the cards for this one. This is the stitch shape framelits from Stampin' Up. Of course, I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator. Those are current. I did use Tags and Labels framelits. That is retired, so sorry. I had bought that before I became a demonstrator. The Snowfall Thinlits dies, which are part of the Snowfall Showcase. These are available, but only till November 30th, guys. And these are beautiful. You've seen me use these before. So, yeah. Get them while you can. Then in my stash, I had this from Hot Off the Press, Fancy Christmas Greetings. I used 2 of them, this one and this one, and you'll see them in the cards. I also used in the cards this Sizzix Peace Hope. It's framelits with stamps, and it's called Peace and Hope. I used the peace dove and the word hope, and framelits for both of them. And on one of the tags, I used this poinsettia, but I used it in a little bit of a different way, and I did not use the framelits. And I believe that's it for the stamps and framelits that I used. So, let me show you the flip book. Here it is. It's an envelope flip book. Oh, I forgot to show you the trims. Sorry. I used my favorite Dollar Tree Offray. This one's getting low, and I already had finished one. And then I actually used my favorite thicker one from Michael's, which is what's on the cover here. I don't know. It just says 1.25 inch by 2 yard. It's this, oops, sorry, got a hair on here. This lace that it's a little wider, so it goes around the bindings, and I really like that about it. I used this stretchy Make It Christmas It says parts for holiday projects, 10 yards, 0.07 inch wide. That's the diameter. Gold stretchy ribbon. They call it ribbon, but it's more like cording. I used this Valentine's Day ribbon. Joann's. I got that at Joann's, apparently. Last year sometime. I did use a little bit of this, not much. This was also from Joann's. It was $1 deals on reels. It's sort of a shiny rickrack. And I had this piece of red, shiny, like 1/8 inch ribbon. I used some of that. And I also used a Stampin' Up! One called Festive Farmhouse Cotton Twine, and as far as I know that's still available, but it's close to selling out, and when it's gone it will be gone. So if you're interested in that, it's Cherry Cobbler, Mossy Meadow, and Very Vanilla, and the number's 147888. And I did also use a little bit of this, which was from the October, I think it was the October Paper Pumpkin Kit. And I had a strip of this that was about another 5 or 6 inches longer than this, and I used some of that. And I think I might have a couple blings from Bow Bunny on, but if I do, I'll show them. And this bow, I can't remember where that's from. Sorry, guys. I might have it here. Alright, I used some of these Bow Bunny stickers. I used one of these, I think they're Dollar Tree pearls. I used one of these Love Nicole from AC Moore cardinals. I have to get more of them if they still have them. Here's the bows. And I used, these are American Craft Holiday. I don't know where I got them from, but obviously from some holiday time, and I used a green one on there. And I think I might have used one white pearl, which probably was a Dollar Tree pearl off the sheet. Don't remember for sure. Okay, so this is the cover. I put this stretchy band on because I have a magnet. Oh, I used a magnet, but I filled it up so much it's not, oh, there's the pearl. It's not sticking right, so I don't know what happened, because it was when I first started this process. So anyway, and here's the back, and I did stamp it, handcrafted just for you, and I wrote by Deb Houck. The stamp is a Stampin' Up! Stamp under from the Make a Difference set. Okay, so then when you open it, you've got this music. This is an envelope opening that way. Oh, and I used washies out of this Recollections Christmas. I'm sure I got this on sale. It's number 493208, and one of them is this gold glitter tape. And I did use that here. This is the Dollar Tree tape. It's like an old music sheet. And I did distress around the edges, but I didn't do any of the other distressing. That was already there. And I put a little bit of the red rickrack under that trim just to peek out and break up the whatever. Okay, now these, let me explain these. Hang on. I got a whole bunch of, well, when I ordered my business cards from Stampin' Up's company they deal with for business cards, they come with these in there to take up the extra space, like a whole bunch of them. And they're nice heavyweight, well, lightweight chipboard, I guess I'll call it. So I used them as a backing on several different tags, and I tried to use the scraps from the papers that I was cutting up. So I just cut them to size. I punched an oval. The oval punch holes were done using the Detailed Trio punch from Stampin' Up, which is in the annual catalog, and it's this little oval here. So I did use that. And then this is some of the very vanilla twine from the Festive Farmhouse Suite. So I thought those were cute little tags. And I just put them in sideways. And tried to put the strings going up and down. Then, oops, sorry, put them in sideways. And then over here, this is where I used the cardinal, some washi. I used a retired punch called the Hollyberry Punch or Hollyberry Builder. I believe this is on the I'm pretty sure it's on the clearance rack right now at Stampin' Up! If you're interested in it. And I did a bow up here with one little bling there and a bling here. Here's the cardinal from A.C. Moore, Love, Nicole. And then down here, I punched out 2 holly leaves from some of the scrap paper from a different sheet and triple berry and just put a little bling on there. I did the little ones in towards the center because I didn't want it to hinder it from turning. And then this tag is again one of those pieces with some red rickrack, but all this is washi tape, different washies going all the way across. And that's how I did that one. So there's the tag, and I tried to put papers in where the envelope part was as well, where it made sense to. Okay, then the next one is this red polka dotted. I did a side slant pocket. I didn't put any trim on. I was starting to get too bulky. I did a tag out of the matching paper. Oh, this trim is Old Olive. That's called the sheer ribbon, and it's in the annual catalog, this year's annual catalog. And again, it's Old Olive color, and it's 1/8 inch. So I thought the color of it matched well with the greens in here. So yeah, and I did all of these. I did go around the edge of them with Distressed Oxide Vintage Photo. The papers too, because even though they look vintage on the front, they're white on the back, and I didn't like that. So then over here we have the stockings. I used some of the Christmas tree washi here, the gold glitter going around, and then I made a little envelope out of one of the papers. That's the other thing. This paper, when you fold it, it doesn't, it's thick paper, but it tears easy. So I made a little belly band out of another piece of the paper, and then in here, there's a bunch of just tiny little tags. And the ones that are shaped like this, I used that tags and, what did I call it? The one that's retired. Anyway, tags and labels, framelits. So just a bunch of little tiny tags that someone could use on presents or, you know, little gifts or to attach to jars and things. So that's what I did with that one. Let me put this back. Put that one on top. Is that how I did it? Yeah, okay. Oops. I didn't put ribbon through most of them. I guess I should do it like this so that it shows the Merry Christmas when somebody pulls it out. Okay. And then the next page I did kind of a waterfall. So I just distressed the backs with the Vintage Photo. And then I put 2 little tags here. This one had been gifted to me, and it had like holly berries and swirls on this stocking. And again, I just went around the edges with Vintage Photo. And this twine is actually from Bow Bunny. It's red, white, and green, which I forgot to show. And then this is the cherry cobbler, and again, I did it with the cardstock. So I made a little pocket on this last part here to put the little tags in, because we had to have a tag on every page, but I thought they could add photos or journal or something here if they wanted to. Over here, the background paper is a green swirl, but I took a piece of the music paper and made a little envelope out of it, 3 by 3.5, I believe. And then I had these 2 longer pieces of paper. One is Santa, and it says Christmas. This one's the holly berries. I distressed them pretty well around the edges. I used the mossy meadow twine and the cherry cobbler from the festive farmhouse. I used my Stampin' Up! Triple layer punch to do these punch edges. And I think these are 2-inch wide by like 4.5 or 5, something like that. And again, just for weight, the cardboardy stuff. And I used some washi here to put Merry Christmas when they take these out. And a little bit of washi that had music notes down here because that envelope, again, the paper tears when you fold it or score it, whatever you call it. And so the last 2 pages, this one was about the bells. This piece of cardstock was not Stampin' Up! I don't remember who made it. It wasn't Recollections either, and it has some texture to it already. Just sort of a subtle texture. I did not emboss it myself. And then I used a Stampin' Up! Punch that is also retired, but this also is available in the clearance rack right now. It's the Bell Punch. And this is from the Hollyberry Punch again, using some scrap paper that was not Stampin' Up! And one of the Bow Bunny blings. This is just a square out of this paper here on the next page, but had the bells on it as well that matched this paper, so I put that in. And then I had another piece of this same paper. This is where I took this stamp, and I think it was soft suede in Stampin' Up! Colors. Some of them I stamped directly and some I stamped off to get two-tone looks. And then this little thing here, I think was it was an individual little wood stamp I had in my stash. I forgot to show. Anyway, so I stamped that, and I used my Stampin' Right markers from Stampin' Up! In Cherry Cobbler, Garden Green, and I think Old Olive also, because there's 2 shades of green on here. So I just did that, and then I put the Mossy Meadow and Cherry Cobbler twine together on that one. And this one I just glued a piece of that sort of craft cardboard down to give it some thickness. So that's that, and I put that in the side pocket there. And then this one's the last envelope pocket. It's just all these different vintage pictures, like vintage Santa, the bells, the kids in the little old-fashioned car or carriage, the old-fashioned sleds. Just really cute. And it says, oh, may your Christmas be... I cannot read that. Anyway, there's a saying on there. And but it's very vintagey pictures. I had an extra piece of this, and I thought that looked sort of like a package ribbon, so I put the hole with a regular handheld hole punch in. Used some red ribbon that I thought matched. That was off this strip of ribbon I had. And just tuck that in here. And I may do another envelope and put this in. An envelope in there too. So there is a tag or more on every page. Like this one has 2, and this one has 2 little ones. This one has a little envelope full of tags. This has a larger tag. This has 1 tag with washi and 2 smaller tags in here. I didn't put a whole lot of bling and stuff in because of the bulk. So yeah, that's my vintagey flip book. I hope you enjoyed it. It was fun to make, something different, and I got away from using a lot of Stampin' Up! Products, although I did use some. So let me sit that here, and now let me go through the cards with you. Oops, upside down. So let me do this. Here's the first one I made. This was this stamp by Sizzix, Stamp and Framelits with Stamps, Peace and Hope with the bird, the peace dove, and the hope is what I used. this paper's from that same paper pad, but this is actually Balmy Blue from Stampin' Up, and I did distress it a little bit with the vintage photo of both of these. This I did use the triple banner punch. This is a tiny little strip of that, where did I say I got Joann's Rick Rack. It's a little bit shiny finish, and I didn't want to use too much of it. I colored these in. This is on, these two, the Hope and the Bird, are on Stampin' Up Very Vanilla cardstock I had a scrap of. I did color it with their Balmy Blue Stampin' Right markers, which look like this. These are the dye ink based markers, not the alcohol ones. And Cherry Cobbler again. Oops, sorry. And I stamped it in Early Espresso, a dark brown, as opposed to black, because I thought that looked more aged. And I didn't want it to be too stark, because these letters are, notes are faded. And the Hope in Early Espresso as well. And then on, excuse me, on all of them, I left the insides just blank. I may put a piece of Very Vanilla with distressed edges inside too. So the next one was the vintage Santa Claus carrying, looked like a lantern, a drum, maybe toys, and then a tree. And it just says Christmas in the background. This is a scrap piece of garden green paper. Here's that piece of ribbon from the paper pumpkin a month or so ago. Again, I distressed the edges. And this is We Wish You a Merry Christmas, is out of this hot off the press. It's right here, and I had to fussy cut it out to make it look like the tree. It's stamped on Very Vanilla, and it's stamped with Old Olive. And then I put it up on dimensionals. Used one piece of the Cherry Cobbler twine from the Festive Farmhouse. So that's that one. And there went my phone again. So the third one, I didn't do much of anything other than distress the edges, and I did punch out in garden green, red, and a piece of gold Miri paper from hot off the press, I think it was. Nah, paperwishes.com. Sorry, I don't know if it's hot off the press. Anyway, it's that same paper that I can't read. It's too small. So this one says best wishes for a happy Christmas and a bright new year. But I can't read this other little one. It's the one with the children playing and bells and things on it. So yeah, and it's just in cards. So that's that one. It has one little pearl on it. And the last one I did, there was this vintagey looking snowflake paper. Actually, I didn't notice it till I put it on here. It has like faded music notes in the background as well, in sort of a tan color. So I used Very Vanilla and Balmy Blue, and that was the snowflake Thinlits dies from Stampin' Up that are only available till November 30th. The one that has the big one. And I did take, I flipped them over and I used the Distress Oxide on the back of them, and then just a little bit around the front to make them a little bit aged, not entirely. And glued them down. I didn't want them to be two-dimensional. And then I used the Let It Snow out of this hot off the press fancy Christmas greetings I got last year, and the soft suede Stampin' Up ink down here, and it just says Let It Snow. And that is my last card. So my 4 vintage cards, I think they look vintage anyway. Maybe this one not quite as much. The background paper does. And I did distress the blue, but it's a little bit bright, I think. Anyway, that's my flip book and my 4 vintage cards. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be giving these away, and I'll put envelopes with the cards. And but you'll have to watch all my Timeless Memories of Vintage Hop videos through every Sunday through the 16th of December. You have to comment below each one. You have to like each one, and the comment below each one has to have the words I love vintage in it somewhere if you'd like a chance at winning these. But every video you have to do that, and you have to thumbs up and comment. The ones you want to win, make sure you put I love vintage in the comments somewhere, okay? But to win any of them, you have to comment of some type, hopefully nice, and thumbs up each video. And I do hope you will go hop along and visit Elemental Designs, Boriqua's Crafting with Isabel Bori, our two co-hosts, as well as all the other participants who will be listed at the end of this video, and their links to their channels will be down below the video. So make sure you subscribe so you know when their posts go up. That we are able to post on Sundays anytime during the day on Sunday. So from 12:01 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. And honestly, I don't know whether, I guess that's Eastern time, because I think our co-hosts are both in the Eastern time zone. Eastern time in the United States. So, yeah. All right, guys. I will talk to you soon. And I hope you have a great Sunday. And I'll hugs, love, and peace until the next video. Okay? Bye for now.